The Great Snowball Showdown. It was the first big snowfall of the winter, and the kids in Frostville were ready for the ultimate snowball battle. It all began when Alex, the self-proclaimed Snowball King, challenged the rest of the neighborhood to a snowball showdown. His friends, Riley, Max, and Zoe, were quick to accept. "Meet us at Frostville at noon," Alex declared, with a mischievous grin that promised an epic battle. By noon, Frostville was buzzing with excitement. Kids from all over the neighborhood gathered, bundled in puffy coats, thick scarves, and mittens that made their hands look like bear paws. Alex stood proudly, having built a fort with high walls and a few secret hideouts. It looked like a mini castle made entirely of snow. Riley and Zoe teamed up to form Team Blizzard. They created a sneaky fort on the other side of the field, hidden among the trees. Max, who couldn't resist a solo mission, formed Team Avalanche and set up his fort right in the middle of Frostville. The rules were simple: last team standing without getting hit by a snowball would be the winner. But everyone knew that with the piles of snow around them, there was going to be a lot of snowballs flying. "Ready, set, snowball," yelled Alex. Immediately, snowballs started flying through the air. Alex, with his perfect aim, sent 3 snowballs straight toward Max. Max ducked behind his fort, laughing, and quickly rolled 3 snowballs to launch back. Zoe, meanwhile, had a plan. She was a master at snowball building and created a pile of perfect snowballs while Riley acted as her lookout. "Here comes Alex's team," Riley shouted as Alex charged towards them. "Oh no, you don't," shouted Zoe, launching a snowball right at him. Alex narrowly dodged it, only to slip on some icy snow. He landed on his back, laughing, as snow rained down on him from Zoe's snowballs. Just then, Max jumped up from behind his fort with his special snowball, a huge snowball as big as a soccer ball. "Prepare for the avalanche special," he shouted dramatically, rolling the giant snowball straight toward Alex's fort. Alex and his teammates tried to block it, but the snowball was unstoppable, crashing into their fort and sending snow flying everywhere. "Team Blizzard, attack!" yelled Riley, leading Zoe into the open field. The two raced forward, each throwing snowballs as fast as they could. But Max was ready. He dodged and ducked, using his fort for cover. Then, with a handful of tiny, rapid-fire snowballs, he hit them back, one after another. The battle raged on, with alliances forming and breaking every few minutes. At one point, Alex and Max teamed up to sneak attack Riley and Zoe, only for Zoe to counterattack by throwing snowballs with such speed they couldn't dodge. Then came a surprise no one expected. Just as they were laughing and pelting each other with snowballs, they heard a loud "ha!" Everyone froze, looking around. Out from behind a huge pile of snow appeared the most terrifying sight of all. Mr. Harold, the neighborhood's grumpy old man. He had on a coat too big for him and a hat pulled low over his eyes. "What are you kids up to?" he growled, though the corners of his mouth twitched as if he were hiding a smile. "Oh," Max muttered, thinking they might get in trouble. But then, to everyone's shock, Mr. Harold bent down, scooped up a handful of snow, and rolled it into a snowball the size of a watermelon. "Oh no," whispered Zoe. Mr. Harold grinned, then with surprising strength for a man his age, he launched the snowball straight toward Team Avalanche. It flew through the air in slow motion as the kids watched in awe, and then, splat! It landed right on Max's fort, burying him in snow. The field was silent for a moment. Then Max's head popped out of the snowbank, his hat askew and his mouth wide open in shock. The kids burst out laughing, and even Mr. Harold chuckled. "Looks like I won the battle," he said, turning to head back to his house. The kids stared at each other, speechless, until Alex finally broke the silence. "Okay, new rule, Mr. Harold is not allowed in the next snowball battle." Everyone cheered, and they agreed to make next Saturday the official rematch day. They spent the rest of the afternoon rebuilding their forts, rolling more snowballs, and planning their strategies for round 2 of the Great Snowball Showdown. As the sun began to set, they headed home, tired but thrilled, knowing that next time, they'd be ready for anything, even surprise snowball champions like Mr. Harold.